I just want to show you two of the tools you're going to be seeing throughout this presentation, which are Ahrefs and Moz. These are both paid for SEO tools that I use to analyze websites off-page SEO, primarily their URL profile, domain ranking, any keywords they rank for, and what the value of these keywords is organically, i.e. what would they have to pay on PPC to acquire that same traffic that they're acquiring organically. So now I'll dig into the web audit. Web audit of a law firm website in Toronto. So how I usually do these is I will try and, well, if it's an example, if it's a client site, I would just be assessing the URL that was gave to me. But for this purpose, I'm going to find a website that's on page 3, which obviously is not close to page 1, which is where the main amount of traffic is, and a secondary site, and then I'm going to compare them against ones that are on page 1, which you'll see here, and the differences between them. So the things that I'm going to analyze are the URL structure, title tags, which is an SEO element, H1, which is an SEO/content element. I might look at the meta description if necessary. I'll talk about this, which is like, how long the page takes to load. And then this is just more information on the kind of content, calls to action, and best practices. The off-page SEO will be an analysis of Ahrefs, their backlink profile, site architecture, i.e. like service pages, if they have any high-performing blogs that are bringing in top-of-funnel traffic, and then the traffic value attained versus attainable, i.e. what traffic are they getting and what traffic could they be getting. And again, the competitor analysis is going to cover very much the same sorts of things, but there's probably going to be less flaws in these elements. And really just analyzing what makes them a page 1 website, which is going to be a combination of some best practices on page and most likely a very strong backlink profile and good site architecture. So the keyword search was immigration law firm Toronto. The websites I found on the middle of page 3, one was called Borders Law Firm, and the other one was called Corman and Corman. So I'm going to do Borders Law Firm first. The actual page that I came across was this. So if I go and show you the actual search, all the way down to page 3, and you'll see them here, and like it's not capitalized, not really got any kind of real structure to it. I always actually recommend putting the keyword early on in the title tag and then your brand at the end, because unless you're Coca-Cola, like no one's really going to click through based on this, and they're really going to be more attracted by like A is the keyword in there, and B is there maybe like a USP. So maybe it's like 30 plus years in the business, whatever that be. Sometimes there's enough space to get it in the title tag. So if I go into their actual page that's on page 3, as you can see here, the URL is really broad. Citizenship, this should really be like immigration law firm in Toronto with hyphens or something like that. Citizenship could be anything. It could be a historical term from, when did women gain citizenship rights in the US or whatever, or Canada, whatever it be, Canada. So again, the H1, this is like the main heading, call to action. This is also part of SEO. Again, just general, can't really read it because it's overlaid on an image. It's not a USP, doesn't say anything particularly about the brand or why they're good, doesn't include a location keyword. Just not very good sort of practice. I don't think they've done a very bad job here in terms, it'd be good if they had some images and they could alt tag the images with, say, Immigration Law Toronto, which is good for SEO. But I don't think they've done a bad job of breaking up the content. At least it's structured. And if I go in and analyze, there isn't actually any calls to action, which is another issue. It's like, if I wanted to, right, okay, I like what I see here, where do I go? There's nothing actually on the page. There's no hyperlink. Even when here, it's telling me about how I apply or, the applications and everything, but not really telling me that, I can do it with these guys. So if I do actually go to the contact page, I'll close this one down. We'll see. I can't click the numbers, so I'd have to copy and paste them if I was on a mobile phone. Don't know what this is. Looks like it's a mail 2. Kind of looks a bit odd why it's done like that. You could just put the @ in. Again, no click to call, not really bolded, very weak call to action, and there's no form, so I can't leave my data and then, they could capture that, and even if they don't get hold of me, perhaps they put me in an email campaign and I come back and speak to them later on. So they've got some other good things, though. They're doing testimonials, but to me, that's a kind of a bad page. And secondly, there's going to be lots more keyword variations around immigration law, as you'll see in a minute. And most importantly, if I go and check their title tags, so their title tag, not even using the maximum amount of characters. Citizenship, again, very broad. Nothing about immigration law firm, immigration attorneys, Toronto, where locations and keywords. So it's just by pure chance it's actually popped up on page 3. Corman and Corman, again, they popped up with this page. Again, they're going with citizenship, very broad. No proper H1s. This is probably even worse page because it's got really, really thin content. Got some errors there. Again, can't click the numbers. Can't really understand. This call to action here is very subtle. Should be far more direct or hyperlinked or a button embedded in the middle, perhaps. Again, can't click up here. Contact us, at least they've got their map where they are, and they can actually leave some data, and it's got capture to stop spam, so it's a little bit better. And if you see the SEO profiles, just pages just not ranking for anything. This one's got some keywords, but the traffic value is really low. So this is our best performing page. Out of status Canada, what can I do? No status in Canada. So just one type of keyword, and I wouldn't say that's as high intent as someone looking for immigration lawyer near me who happens to be in Toronto. If we go over to their competitors, and also as you'll see here, low number of backlinks, low number of referring domains, low number of backlinks, low number of referring domains. Probably do some higher quality ones. And we'll go to their competitors. They've got thousands more links, obviously some of them not that great quality as well. But most importantly, a lot more stronger domain, a lot more referring domains, i.e. websites linking to them, 226 different websites. And then traffic and value, which is the important thing. So that's 1,400 searches, it's saying, a month in Toronto for all these different variants of the keywords, and their homepage ranks for all of these cumulatively. So what that's basically saying is that if you were to pay on PPC, you'd be paying $12,000 for the amount of traffic they're getting organically through solid SEO. And that's not to say that means 12 grand a business, but that's what they'd have to pay to get that traffic via AdWords. And again, if we look at this competitor, strong domain, even more referring domains, traffic value is 8.8K. Again, ranking for keywords that are relevant to their industry. And again, the highest value one, and highest volume is the immigration lawyer. I've got all the keywords here. And if we actually look at their tags, there you go. Exact match, immigration lawyers, Toronto. lawyers, attorneys, they're interchangeable. Google will recognize that. And then who they serve as well. So Canadian and US immigration laws, that's secondary keywords they could be picking up there. So, a good site. Interestingly enough, I wanted to potentially show what I would call a content gap analysis, which I'll show you here, which is like top of funnel blog topics and the potential of converting that traffic either via email or just establishing more authority about your industry by having a blog that has a high search volume, like potentially globally, which allows you to get a lot more traffic, which can in turn help improve your domain ranking because you've got more authority. And also a really good blog can gain backlinks because it's good content that people want to link to. So for an example site I found, we delete these, I'll show you these, was this blog. Guide to Canadian Immigration. It's a monster, so it's a career one, so it might not be relevant to lawyers, but some of the points in here and some of the keyword traffic would be relevant. And it's a type of blog that can get traffic from overseas. And if I'll show you in a minute the services they offer, I do believe there's an overlap. So it's a really dense content, probably do some images. But if I go in and do an assessment of that particular page, it is. So they're saying it's the equivalent of $7,000 in traffic. If I actually go to the overview, the page alone has gathered 17 backlinks, whether they've engineered them themselves or people are linking to it because it's good content, maybe a bit of both. But the important thing is lots of organic traffic, which is potentially top of funnel for them. Maybe people submit their CVs there, helps grow their database. And you'll see here that it's from a wide range of countries. Canadian immigration process, you see India, Pakistan. But like the amount of volume, even in Canada, at position 22, if they could go up for that, it's 111,000, but high keyword difficulty, as you can see there. But there's rafts of keywords here that cumulatively, if they kind of worked on trying to potentially push the rankings of them up somehow with some particular backlinks driven with certain anchor text, they could be getting even more and more traffic for this blog globally. And the reason why I think this is interesting is that these other websites that have done really well, all their traffic is kind of just to their service pages and these more, that's a high volume one, but some more like niche keywords, that's just one type of blog topic. There could be dozens of them on immigration law. And the reason why I think it's interesting is that if I go into that company's website, is it this one? Migration law, in fact. Helping our clients cross borders for over 30 years. So immigration to Canada, Canada immigration rules, like all of this stuff really aligns because people there are looking either for jobs, maybe they're entrepreneurs looking to open businesses. And if you see here on their page, it's all about, scroll back up a bit. Canadian visas, US visas, litigation, immigration, as you can see there. And if we go right deep down into this, I'm pretty sure they've got stuff about entrepreneur as well. These are all related to visitor visas or specialty occupation, which drives back into what Monster are angling, work permits, immigration options for entrepreneurs. So these are probably high value commercial terms. So they're kind of, in my opinion, could be doing like some epic blog content that would, potentially rank globally and get them, whether it be top of funnel inquiries or just help develop their authority even further for their own, or help them expand further elsewhere in Canada, who knows. thank you for listening to my audit, and I'll jump back into the reseller proposal now.